8 seconds, another American turns 65. Yet the U.S. is currently short 1 million senior housing beds. That gap isn't going away anytime soon. But that's where Thousand Springs comes in. We're building smaller, beautifully designed care homes to meet the real demand of comfort, dignity, and personal attention. We are literally redefining senior care. We do have a disclaimer. For the sake of time, I'm going to skip right past that. I'll get you one if you need one later. So Thousand Springs is a personal mission for me. My parents were affected by the current system, which has not been upgraded in a number of decades. It's an old system. It's an old way of doing things. Now, they've upgraded their back offices with all the technology, but the front office where we meet our residents, it has not been updated. It's a system that's kind of morphed into serving profit instead of people. And the caregiver to resident ratios are so high that the caregivers are frustrated, they're overworked, and the residents are left with unmet needs on a daily basis. We want to fix this and turn the tables. We want to focus on people, on the residents. We're not so focused on profits, but we know with this residential assisted living model that we're following, we will do well, and we will be able to serve our investors well. And yet we can do that without sacrificing the individual attention, care, and dignity of our residents. So here's the problem. It's a national problem. It's all over the United States. You can see, you can read the statistics here. There's the top 3 is one of the problems, and the bottom one is the one that nobody's really talking about. But it's a growing care gap, and my family is a great example of that. My parents had 7 children, and they were a little crazy, we think, right? We are, though, my siblings and I have had 3 or 2 or none. So we have not kept up with the 7 children thing. So when our parents passed away, they both are passed away at this point. Since I'm the 6th of 7, I wasn't with them when they were younger. I got, older parents. But we took care of them around the clock at times when we had to. We just did a Google sheet. We all signed in, made sure we covered them. However, when I am about to enter that age and where I need assistance, I only have 3 children, and one of them lives in Washington, so I'm going to have some care. They're going to be looking for some outside care for me. And so that growing care gap is putting pressure on, and it will put more pressure on us, and will create this bigger exploding demand. The care gap in 2032 is projected to be at 4. Right now it's at 7 family members that can take care of the elderly. Soon it will be down to 4 family members that will take care of the elderly. So with these 2 market forces, we are going to have the demand. It's not really hitting yet. We're starting to see pieces of it coming through. At the same time, the supply of quality homes is lagging. So we've got a big gap between demand and supply. And that is a good thing for investors. Investors love that big gap because it means high occupancy rates. In Missouri, over 1.4 million Missourians are age 65 and over as of 2023. I'm sure it's more by now. Looking at 2 million by 2030. In St. Charles County, we have roughly 37.9% of the residents are seniors. That's a really high share. That's almost 40% of St. Charles County is seniors. And that tells us that we are in the exactly right spot because Thousand Springs Senior Living is in St. Charles County. It's in Wentzville on the western edge. And Lincoln County is very sparse with assisted living as well. So we've got a wide open field with very little competition. We are a different product than the big box facilities. Even the CON board recognizes that. So this chart shows the gap between the senior population growth and the housing growth. You can see how far it's outpacing. Harvard Joint Center for Housing Studies created this study. Now look, the 80 and plus aged seniors are the only ones that they used on this. The 60-year-olds and 70-year-olds are not in here. Let that sink in right there. We've never been here as a nation before. And how do I make it go forward when I can't find the mouse?
Well, you can just use arrows up and down.
Arrows are here. Got it. So the solution I'm presenting is Thousand Springs. We are not a medical facility. We smell good, we look great, we're brand new and gorgeous. And we're a contemporary design with wide open spaces, bright spaces, And every day is like Saturday morning. When the residents get up, they don't have an agenda that they have to follow. They can sleep in till noon. They can get up at 7 a.m. They can get up whenever they want. We have a cook who's standing ready, waiting to prepare their breakfast at whatever time of the day they want their breakfast. We plan to spoil our residents and give them all the comforts of home. Hey, there it is. Letter B, low caregiver resident ratio. We have a better care and attention and comfort when the caregivers only have 4 people to look after instead of 20 or 28. Missouri State says 16 is good, but every other building goes over that. I was there with my dad trying to get help, and the lady said, I can't help you, I've got 28 other patients. And so we were left to kind of suffer for a while. Letter C, the luxury niche. We are a luxury home, but without the premium price tag. So we are priced under, like if you had a pyramid of pricing and the top was up here, they would be around $15,000 to $16,000 a month. We're below that, but we're about $8,000 a month. So we're going to be in a niche there that's not, it's kind of overlooked and undervalued. So we're going to sneak in there, and we're going to market that. We're going to have the luxury home without the luxury price tag. And so who's involved to ensure we can successfully execute on this project? I can't do everything, right? We have to have a team. So Mike Ellichschlager is our finance guy. Christy Brewer is our licensed administrator, and Brad Brewer is a real estate developer for the past 25 years. And he is building Thousand Springs now. The very first building, you'll see a picture of it. It's being built right now. These 3 people have built 2 assisted livings, and I'm following kind of behind them. My building's a little bit bigger, so we just adjust the numbers so that we know what the pro forma is going to be. It's not a guess. Our pro forma is not a guess. It is based on actual numbers from Aspen Valley. Our construction loans, the numbers there were not a guess. They're based on actual numbers. So we feel really confident in where we're going and what we're doing with Aspen Valley, number 1, and then with Thousand Springs, number 2. And here we are. Here's our capital budget and construction. We will have 4 buildings. I don't have a picture of, or an aerial picture of the land. I wish I did, because then I could show you where the 4 buildings will go. The phase 1 is the land, the shared cost, and the construction of building number 1, which is the first one right there. We got the framing going up now. We measured for trusses last week, so we should be getting those in a couple weeks. After the trusses, we put the sheeting on, and the shingles, and then we got a roof. So we're excited. So the investor capital we're raising is 2.5. Bank financing is 2.1. Total for this first building and all the shared costs, roads, utilities, retaining walls, is 4.6 million. We have raised half of the 2.5 already, so our current target raise is 1.3 million. The phase 2 costs of buildings 2, 3, and 4 we're estimating to be around 10 million. That could be less. If we do them all 3 at once, we could cut our cost by 25%. We have the concrete guys come and just pour 3 foundations, and everybody just do everything in triplets. We could do that, and we just have to have a great marketing program set up for that. So we're working on that, the strategy for that. All right, total cost is 14.6. So here's our 2 offerings. We have a debt option that's pretty simple, 10%. Anything under 100,000 is 9%. 100,000 and over is 10%. Unless you have someone who wants to invest 200 or more, we can talk to them, specifically. So the example below is 100,000 at 10%, which is an easy 3 years, 130,000. Option B is an equity offering. We are asking for a minimum of 50,000 in this one. The targeted returns, the preferred return to the LPs will be 10% annually, an IRR target for LPs 13 to 17%, an investment term of 5 to 10 years, and a distribution frequency of quarterly. The profit sharing and the waterfall distribution is number 1, the return of the capital. So the available cash goes to the LPs until they've received their full initial investment. And then the preferred return, 100% of cash goes to LPs until they receive a full 10% preferred return annually on their capital. And then the catch-up tier for the GP, he catches up to a total of 20% and of the profits. And the remaining profits after that, for the last few years, the profits are split 70 to the LPs, 30 to the GPs. Does anybody have any questions on that? Are we doing questions in a minute?
We'll do that in a minute.
And that's it. Next steps, funding will be secured. We're shooting for November 30th. Total capital needed 1.3 million. And we do have a syndication. We do have a fund. It's called Silver Springs Capital Group. My email is up there. And let me know if you have any questions.
Okay.